Today I'll be talking with John Hallis, founder and director at Mackbron, who's based in Perth, Australia. Hey John, I'm really looking forward to hearing about your Caspio and low-code journey. So why not kick us off and share with everyone a little bit about yourself and your company?
Thanks, Paul. Yep. Thanks for having me on. It's a little bit about myself. My name's John Hallis. I have a background in technology. I worked with a number of startups in the past, one notably Cisco Systems. From there, I moved on to a small startup based in Sydney, Australia called Tyro Payments. And then from there, I moved into running my own company. Mackbron PTY Limited is the business name, but we trade as Fidalorum. And Fidalorum is a customer loyalty gift card system that allows customers to really connect with their customers. You know, having that loyalty, having them come back into their businesses is very important. How about myself? Like I said, I've been in the IT industry a long time, both technology and in payments. I also have a coaching business for triathletes. So we do, swim, bike, run, but also coach swimmers who are swimming the Rottnest Channel here in WA, which is a 20-kilometer swim from the coast to Rottnest Island in shark-infested waters. But unfortunately, no one's been taken. It's fairly safe. But that's a little bit about myself. So I've been in the industry 20 plus years.
Wow.
And the Caspio has enabled me, I guess, to migrate my legacy system that I've been using, which was what I call a IBM blue screen type system, to a web-based database that has really is enabling me to reduce quite a number of the risks that I've had because we were constrained on certain platforms, certain devices.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, John. So I know obviously your company is almost 17 years old. So low-code's been around, Caspio's been around 22 years. So it's really just kind of get a feel from you. What drove you to start looking at low-code? Was the problem that you had and you're looking to rectify that? Or is there a certain thing that you were thinking, actually, I need to look at low-code to move away from what I was doing to something a little bit more enhanced?
Yeah, no, being in technical support for many years, working with that startup that I mentioned, we had a lot of programming going on. I used to do a bit of programming way back in the day when I was doing technical support. The reason I really wanted to find a low-code is that with the legacy system, it took forever to get things done. You don't know where it was prioritized in their business. And quite frankly, it didn't have the time, time to market for this application was critical. And the main driver behind that was because they were shutting it off. It was that old, they're turning it off. And so I had to find another platform that was reliable, secure, because the customers that I have on it are high-end, well-known brands in their industry, and they've trusted me for many years to run their system, and I needed to find something that was secure and easy to migrate to.
Yeah. John, what was kind of your decision to, I suppose, your criteria to choose Caspio? Was you looking at other suppliers as well?
I wouldn't say there was a specific thing that drove me to Caspio. When I was looking, I had seen that you had an integration with Zapier, and because I was using I was looking at a web-based platform that I would do myself, maybe a database, and then I saw that you had an integration with Zapier. But I think the thing that really convinced me was the commitment from the people that I worked with initially at Caspio. We started this conversation almost a year ago. And I found that the I won't say persistence, positive persistence, they really help drive the success of the platform that I have today.
Yeah.
So, I would say it was coincidental. I saw who your customer base was. I liked the idea of a low code solution. But then when I started working with Caspio, then that convinced me I had made the right decision.
No, that's good to hear. And I know that you work very closely with our professional services team and with your customer success manager, who's part of my team as well, and obviously our services and support team as well. And there's a quote that you actually sent on an email, which I'm just going to quickly read, which actually
Sure.
it makes me smile. I know when I see talent, as I started the Cisco Asia Pacific Technical Assistance Center in Sydney, Australia, back in 1994, I would have hired both of you without question. And that's to Peter and Splitvana. Peter from our technical support and Splitvana from our customer success team. So those type of comments are just gold dust. Makes everybody's kind of job worthwhile.
Oh, it's very true. You know, it was quite refreshing, seeing that kind of talent, but also their interaction with me.
Yeah.
Was extraordinary compared to maybe what I've seen in the past. With other companies, maybe the previous vendor I was using. It was really, that was the foundation that enabled me to be successful, to be quite frank.
Yeah.
Because without those individuals, this would have gone anywhere. And working with individuals like that, to me was the right decision to pick Caspio, is because of the people that I was working with. Sure, there are other systems out there that might be similar, but it was the drive of the organization, the people who made this happen.
No, it's good. It's good to hear that type of feedback. And I know you can't go into too much detail about the application because of the type of customers that are yours, but it'd be great to just kind of get a high level overview what your application is and who are the end users.
Sure. The application is a loyalty gift card. So you go into your local retailers, and they'll have the little gift cards that they sell. Not little, just gift cards that they sell. Either for a stored value amount, or it might be a reoccurring, your coffee card type scenario where you come back and you get a credit, and then later you get something for it. Yeah. So I'm focused in the high end retail, where branding is very, very key. So it's, if you look at the biggest high end retailers out there, I think you'll come across my customers, and it's important that the system works, because when these individuals are in store, spending money, buying gifts, they want to have a good experience. So having a system which is standalone to their own retail system, it needs to work. So it's all about that experience and that brand. So we don't need any problems. Obviously, having a stable platform like Caspio has enabled that. And the other thing that it does is it provides potentially to migrate or expand the system to their other brands. Which would be fantastic. So you got people that go into the store. You might say, I don't know what I want to buy for someone, or you might have someone who's getting married or an anniversary, and you put value on the card, and then they come home with the branded packaging, and they see that, and they have all these ideas. They don't just see the brand, they see what they can potentially get as a gift. So it's about that experience. Does that make sense?
I understand. So kind of like a return on investment perspective, how are you seeing the application provide benefit? Is it kind of soft dollar, hard dollar, combination of both?
Well, the first thing is the back. So the back office, the Caspio system provides financial accounting
Yeah.
for the finance department. You know, prior to having the system from my company, they were paper based, and paper based systems are fraught with problems. And you'd be surprised. So even today, some retailers are still using, or they don't have a system at all. So the first thing is, you know, accounting. And if you're an American company, you have to have, you know, Sarbanes-Oxley compliance. You know, you have to be secure. So having that accounting is first. Second is the infrastructure. It's secure. So when you work with these individuals, these type of companies, they look at, okay, what's your security and privacy arrangements? So they go through an audit process. And then in store, the process for the customer and the staff is quite seamless, and it has to work. Yeah, so there's that workflow process in store, especially when you get towards holidays, they get extremely busy. So it really has to work. And plus, it has to be easy to use because they'll bring in staff in the holidays who maybe aren't you know, they haven't been there, worked there before, or they might have be there, you know, during the holidays. The system has to work, has to be really easy to use.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, I completely hear what you're saying, and I was talking to a customer earlier, and we were talking about the professional services team, and this customer I was talking to is not very technically minded, and they love working with professional services team because they're not the expert. It's the professional services team that can provide the expertise and the support in conjunction with our services technical team as well, the 24/7 support from that side as well. So I know you're working closely with our professional services team. How do you find working with them?
Oh, they're great. You know, I can't thank them enough for their help. I mean, I do have a technical background, so that could be a positive or negative. But I think if you're able to explain the outcome you want, the business outcome, what I find with the people that I'm working with, I had a call yesterday, in fact, for the next phase.
Okay.
And it may seem, for someone who's technical, maybe redundant that they kind of repeat or reiterate the business outcome you want. To me, is it gives you confidence that they understand what you're asking for. And then if that's not it, then obviously you go through and adjust. So it's really good that you have the business analyst, I guess, if you want to call it, working with you to understand the need. From a technical perspective, sometimes you might go, well, what if you did it like this, and what if you did it like that? You have to be careful because I don't know the Caspio system inside and out, so I have to be careful not to try to explain how to do it. What I want is what I want coming out the other end.
Yeah.
So you don't really need a technical, in-depth technical background or knowledge. What you need is to understand your business and what business outcome you want. And that's the great thing, I think, with working with a low code solution is you don't need to know all that. You just need to know what you want, the outcome you want.
Yeah.
But it's also important to understand your business process, especially for our system when you might need to change things potentially on the fly. If someone comes into the store and they say, I want to buy a $100 gift card, or you accidentally do a $1,000 gift card, you have to be able to quickly, void that and change it. And that's what the system allows you to do. So it's really that business process that's important. So, as you said about that previous client you talked to, yes, they don't have to be technical, but if they know the process and the outcome, then I think that's key. And the professional services are able then to turn that into a solution.
No, good. So I suppose really piggybacking off that, John, what advice would you give to anybody that's considering working with Caspio, kind of dipping their toe into the low code world? What would you say to them?
I would definitely say engage quickly if you're considering it. I think one one of the challenges that we had was I delayed the interaction, and there were a number of reasons for that. And obviously, hindsight, we should have started sooner. But just with the conditions, with the contracts and stuff with the client and other things happening, couldn't really commit.
Yeah.
So I would say that would be number one. If you're considering it, definitely go ahead quickly. You won't regret it. Know your outcome that you want and your business process.
Okay, great advice there. I know you've already got 2 plans with us, and if I gave you a crystal ball, I know it's very difficult to kind of future look at things right now, but how do you see Caspio and low code helping you over the next 6 to 12 months and beyond then?
Well, without naming names, the one of the clients that I'm working with, there's some acquisition and mergers happening in that industry, and I know that those other companies have either no systems or a paper system. So it would be the opportunity is there to expand it quite significantly. So I could see, having to go on to, a much larger business type platform. I mean, the locations I have are not just in Australia, New Zealand. So we are, looking at this global opportunity, and having a system like this that you could easily roll out to a global organization. There's a huge opportunity for us.
No, it's good to hear. Well, John, I've really enjoyed talking with you. Thank you for being a Caspio customer. Really appreciate your business. And thank you for sharing your Caspio and low code journey with everyone. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. My pleasure.